Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to CRS after I guess it's a 2 week hiatus. If it was, or 1 week hiatus, don't know. But yes, hello, welcome back to CRS. We are racing in. What the hell is that noise? Hang on. Oh, sorry, it's something in my house being strange. Right. So I suppose I should start this off briefly with an apology that I did not stream last week. I had my reasons, and those reasons were I woke up at a stupid time in the morning, like not like 4 o'clock in the morning. No, no, literally like 2 a.m. in the morning, and by the time the stream was meant to start, I was so tired. I knew I was not gonna be able to make the. I that no matter how exciting the race would have been, I would not have been able to view it in its entirety. So I'm yeah. So and today the stream has been a bit late because of a few PC issues that have hopefully been sorted. So I've had problems of the biological and the technological. Sounds a bit like the Borg, but we will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Resistance is futile, or something like that. Anyway, as it stands, the championship at the moment is Faco leading the way with, I think it's 171 points. Leonard has taken P2 away from Ivan, who I don't believe scored points in the race in Italy. His points barely, or if he did score points, it was not a lot at all. So Leonard has caught up quite considerably to Faco, and he's definitely mounting a championship charge as we are going into qualifying in Singapore. Should pick up my controller. Ah, dear. And for some reason, my mouth feels like it's I've eaten cardboard or something. So that's fun. Oh, wet qualifying. This is new. So I think this is the first wet qualifying session that I've seen. Should bring up the menus. So we're gonna have like 2 minute lap times, I think. I don't know if it's gonna be full wets or yeah, it's gonna be full wets. Only a couple of people seem to be look like they're gonna be taking a look at the inters, but it's probably too wet for that. First man out on track is gonna be a Red Bull. I think that's Ivan, though Faco I think has jumped him. No, it's Dan Edwin. And that is not Faco, that is Sam who's ahead. So very bunched together as Dan Edwin, Yuli Pat, I think. It's Darabos Daniel as Sam has already had a bit of a moment. Oh! 5-place grid penalty? What? That doesn't seem very legit. I didn't see what happened there, but yeah, the game has decided it doesn't like Sam there. Odd. Let me take a look at the replay from that on my phone. It looks like Sam maybe got a bit too deep on the brakes. So yeah, either way, that's the game being very unkind in these treacherous conditions. We've got a yellow flag already. That's a Ferrari of Jurancic. Oh, and he's lost his front wing, so he looks a lot like Sebastian Vettel did in 2017. He's on the Inters, so that's probably not helping. Few people out on Inters. Got Julian in the Haas, who was racing for the Williams last time we were out. Well, last time I was out. He's replaced Crazy Steve, who rage quit after he crashed. Or after there was a crash, and he's not come back. So... right, so it will be Colin, first man to start a lap, as Aaron has had a crash. So what's happened here? I think he's simply just lost it. He's on the wet too. And not a lot of traction for Colin there. Car was bogging down. It's not looking very nice to control there. Going into, I think this is turn... It's been a while since I've watched all this. Since I really had to pay attention to Singapore. 1, 2, 3, 4... I think this was turn 5, but whatever. We'll just... Oh, that car is not looking happy. He's getting a lot of wheel spin on the exit of that turn. Coming through where Aaron crashed. Make sure to keep it out of the wall. There's got a yellow flag. It's a Denboomer, who is replacing Tiamo Power, at least for this weekend. Colin coming through the almost X part of the course. It does look like a bit like an X, doesn't it? I think Colin is finding a lot more pace than the Alfa Romeo behind. It does look that way. Going through into the bridge section, under the what is I think a highway. And through the final sequence, the final chicane, where there's another yellow flag. There's an Alpine going slowly as Colin comes through the final couple of corners, across the line. Benchmark is a 1:56.607, and the Alfa Romeo behind invalidated. Dan Edwin about 2 seconds down on Colin. Behind him is Ivan, getting a little bit out of shape on the exit and goes about 5/10 slower as Kane goes even faster than Colin on Inters. Maybe the Inters are the right tyre. Dirk currently the slowest man on track with a 2-minute 2-second lap. At the moment we've got Pookie, I think, just started his fast lap. Hyper is on his out lap. That's the word I was looking for. Cringe on Inters. Going around the final couple of corners. This might be quick. No, it's going to be a 1:58, but it does go to show that the Inters would appear to be the better tyre here. Ben Dixon has gone a 1:57.2, and Ulipat 1:58.1 on the wets. It's kind of hard to tell which is the better tyre. Faco goes 5th, 1:57.7. I do think it's looking like the Inter is the better tyre to be on here. Who else is out there? We've got Daniel, on Inters. He's going slowly. He had his initial lap invalidated. Behind him is Leonard. As Den Boomer had a crash. Oh, that's the wrong. That's Kane back there. We've missed what has happened. So, Dirk coming around to complete a slightly faster lap. Improves to 7th with a 157.9. As Pookie goes second on the wets, 156.1, but still quite some pace down on Kane. Leonard has also not had a particularly great lap on the wets, only a 158.4. Who's next across the line? It should be Hyper on the wets. No, not saving energy. That's just the rain lights. Ooh, but bit of a kick of overseer. Got it under control for a 157.2. Behind him is not certain who that was. Cringe has gone even faster. He's now P2, 155.8. So definitely the Inters are the faster tyre to be on here, and I think everyone's seeing that. So everyone on wet tyres should be coming in and switching out for Inters. So Tim is gonna try his luck on the wets to at least set a banker time. Who else is behind him? We got Jurassic. Goes 155.9. Oh no, he invalidated that lap time, so it doesn't count. But that would have put him P4. So definitely goes to show that the Inter is the better tyre here. And I think Kane... No, Kane is in the pits. But he's got a fresh set of Inters on. Bunch of people coming in. Leonard improves his lap time to 157.3, but he's definitely gonna need to come in for those Inters. And we've had more retirements. Weizine Hetmar has retired for some reason, even though he didn't need to. So he won't be setting a lap time. Julian must have had a crash. So both the Haas's and McLarens are out, which is yeah, that's not a good look for either team. Currently, who's on a fast lap here? I think Daniel is on an out lap. Tim coming around on his fast lap on the wet. Cringe was on a cool down lap. And Tim has invalidated, but he's still going to stick out on the wets. Not certain that's the best choice. Meanwhile, Jurassic has invalidated again. So he's going to be a bit frustrated. His Inters won't be as fast as they were. Sam coming around the final chicane and the penultimate corners. Looking, it could be a better lap time. It's only P12, 158.2. Who else is out on a fast lap? I don't think Leonard is. He's coming in to the pits. Who else is there? That is Faco on his out lap. So who's on a fast lap here? Don't think it's Sam. But no, it isn't Sam. He might be trying to go. Yeah, he's gone slightly faster. Coming through turn 5. Oh, Daniel has, I think, had a disconnection. But he should be back momentarily. Coming towards turn 10, I think this is. Or it used to be turn 10, the Singapore Sling. And towards the, very close to the barrier there. Across the bridge. I don't remember what it's called. Port Alexander Bridge? Something? Down the second DRS straight. Bit of a... oh, what's the word? What is the word? Wheel spin on the exit. Quite a wide line through that turn. 22 and 23, I think these turns are. Someone else just been knocked out. Nope, it's just me. Oh, Jurassic goes fastest eventually. 155.2. And, oh, what's his name? Sam coming around towards the end of the lap. And it's still raining. Sam goes only 1,000th of a second faster than his previous best. So it is an improvement, but not much of one, if we're honest. Colin just started a lap. Who else is on a fast lap? Faco, 1.5 seconds up on his previous best. For the final chicane. In the final pair of corners. Absolutely flying in the wet. Opens the DRS across the line. First man into the 154s. 154.6. Behind him is Ben Dixon, who is up on his previous best. He's changed his race number from 8 to 36. He's pitting, that's right. We got a Mercedes. There's Pookie on a fast lap. Hyper still on the wets. I don't think he meant to do that. And he's invalidated anyway. Ulipat. Final chicane. Hang on. Coming around the final corner, DRS would not actually open. I don't know why I said that it would open, but he's 2 seconds up on his previous best, and he's gone 156.0. Who else are we getting? Dirk has improved. We got Pookie, 0.8 up. And he goes fastest again, 154.3. Could see the times going into the 153s at some point. Danaduna was on a cooldown lap there. Faco has gone P2 now. Didn't catch that. It's a 154.6 for Faco. Or did I catch that? I don't remember. Oh, and catch Sam just as he spins out on the exit of turn 3. Tim still on the wet tyres. Maybe he's trying to use them up. I don't know. Faco coming around the final corner improves by just over 2.5 tenths. Doesn't take P1, but I think he'll be happy with that. For now. Outlap for both Ivan and Daniel. Ulipat on a faster lap. Well, a flying lap, but he's down on his previous best of Sector 2. Behind him is Dirk. Not sure if he's going faster or not. Sorry, my mouth is dry. Oh, and that was a bit weird. Going around the final bends. Does improve by 6 tenths, but it's not enough to move him up the order. He stays 5th. 155.6. Or did he move up the order. I don't know. Oh, and he goes a bit wide and hits the wall there. Colin on a fast lap. Did Leonard just put in a time? He was about 7/10 quicker on his previous than his previous best, but he's still down in 13th. Maybe the wet weather is not. Oh, did we just catch Hyper smash into the wall there? I was about to say Colin has gone third fastest, but Hyper longs the wall and loses his wing. I think he'll be fine though. Well, we don't know how many people will get knocked out of this session, but Ivan needs to really improve on his previous best. Otherwise, he will be knocked out of Q2, out of Q1 even, which will be really unfortunate because this guy is a championship contender. But it does look like he's going to be a lot faster than his previous best. He will improve. And it's enough. 154.9 for P4. Meanwhile, Ulipat, no, Daniel can only improve to P17. He has not finished, though. He was able to cross the line just in time. He may be able to get another lap in. But the car is looking really out of shape there. Have to see what the sector times were. I don't see this. Ah, there we are. It was hidden by the dot of a car. He will definitely be trying to go faster, but we'll see what the sector 1 time is, and it's not great. It's 3/10 down. Leonard improves to P7. That'll do for now. Tim, who kept out on the wet tyres, he didn't work out for him. He will be knocked out. And who else is out there? We've got Jurancic, almost 3/10 up on his previous best of Sector 2. Go back to Daniel. Dan Edwin retires. And he's up on his previous best of Sector 2, so he's making some ground after a rather shoddy first sector. Heading towards the underpass. Oh, and he goes deep and he's clogged the wall. And that's his session done. And he crashes in frustration. So, in all, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people knocked out of Q1. Some of those were crashed, and Tim thought he could get through on the wet tires, and that's a mistake he wishes he didn't make. Dirk knocked out too. That's strange. He must have crashed too, and I didn't notice. So that's unfortunate for Dirk. Moving on to Q2 then. And the weather is still a bit wet. Only 13 drivers in Q2. Wouldn't see this really in a real Formula 1. And we've got a bit of a race for first man out of track. It's looking like it will be Colin No, it's Leonard, in fact, who's deciding that to go out first, get some crucial laps on the inters, start early, put these cars probably loaded with fuel for a few attempts at a fast lap. Behind him is Dan Edwin and Jurancic, then Pookie, then that's Cringe, and then Hyper, and then Ben Dixon, and then Yulipat, and a few drivers staying in the pits for the time being. So Hyper, Sam, Faco, Colin and Kane staying in the pits. Colin, normally the first man out on track, said it was his teammate for once. Ooh. Huh. Nope, it was just the onboard camera. Okay. And both the Alpines have come out now, so Sam and Faco on track. Rather long lap here in Singapore. And not helped by the rain, so it's even longer. Laps are taking almost 2 entire minutes. So almost Belgium levels of time. Right, so Leonard, first man on a flying lap. He's got his teammate just up the road. Could it be that Colin is going to try and give Leonard a bit of a slipstream down a bit of an oversteer on the exit of turn 3 there? Well, the two drivers are not, the two Aston Martins aren't close enough for a slipstream fest here. So I don't know if that was the plan, but if it was, well, they've not executed it very well. So Leonard is going to catch up to Colin. Now, Colin does appear to be pushing. You don't want your tyres to become too cold. Though, as wet tyres, intermediate tyres, they will be colder than a normal slick tyre. Over the bridge into the hairpin turn. The hairpin left. Car looking a bit squirrely on the exit. Slight snap of oversteer. And he's gone purple in sector 2, but that's obvious because he's the first man on a flying lap. And he invalidates, so that's irritating for him. He's taken that corner a bit too sharp and he's gone over the curb. He'll complete it anyway, though. But it won't count, so we'll get to see what the time was. I know just what it could have been, and for some reason the telemetry was not enabled, so I didn't see what it was. Dan Edwin also invalidated, but Jurancic goes 155 dead. Pookie goes 9/10 faster with a 154.1. Oh, car round. That's Cringe, who's lost his front wing. Ivan coming across the line with a 155.0. And then followed by Ben Dixon with a 154.5. Yulipat, a 155.5. Almost a 155.6 even. Cars are not looking very happy on the exit of turn 3. Faco through the final bends. Looks like he's going to do a 154, just about, 154.8. Quite some distance away from Pookie, but still plenty of laps to go. And his teammate Sam, that's not Sam, that's Cringe. Final bends. It's not a particularly great lap, it's only 157.1. Colin now on his outlap. And Leonard also on a flying lap. I don't know why I said outlap for Colin. He looks like he just clonked the wall there, but doesn't appear to have any damage. Heading towards the final pair of corners across the DRS line, and it's a 154.8. And Leonard, nearly loses it. Manages to keep it together for a 155.165. I think he'll either come in for a cool-down lap or... Pookie has just gone faster. First man into the 153s. 153.974. We've seen how imperious this man can be. And was it in the Silverstone in the wet? Was Silverstone even in the wet? I don't remember. But we know how fast he was. As Ben Dixon goes faster, but only by 0.002 of a second. So very closely matched between Ben Dixon and Pookie here. And Leonard, I don't think he does very well in the wet here, as there's a car in the wall. No, it's not in the wall, it's just Leonard making way as Faco goes 0.2 faster than Ben Dixon. So Faco is not out of the count here. Definitely cannot be discounted just yet. Dan Edwin also looking to set a benchmark as his initial his initial time was invalidated. Pair of Mercedes in front, one of which is on an outlap, and that will be Hyper moving across to let the Red Bull through. Don't do what Leonard did. He keeps his inside wheels over the curb, but not the outside ones, because then you've gone a bit too far. Under the bridge, the whatever it is, highway. Well, this is a highway. I don't know what the car's going under there, but whatever. Heading towards the final pair of corners. Ooh, looking a bit closer there. A bit squirrely too, but does go into the 154s. 154.444. So that's a rather satisfying number. Could have been a lot more satisfying if it was 155.555, but whatever. So Ben Dixon, yes, that is, and he goes even faster than Faco. 0.2 faster than Faco he was down slightly in Sector 2, but made up for it by Jove in Sector 3, and possibly Sector 1. Is that Sam? Well, Sam is miles away. Faco responds by going 0.3 faster. 153.2. It would appear to possibly be getting a bit drier out there, or maybe that's just fuel burning off. And that's Cringe on his flying lap now. Sam 0.3 up on his previous. Does go into the 155s, but he's still 0.2 down on Ulipat. Hayne on his outlap, so who's on a flying lap here? Well, Faco's invalidated this lap, but not to worry too much. There's an Aston Martin on an outlap. Colin coming across, he's slightly up in Sector 2, 0.6 up basically, so 154.0. Slightly behind Pookie by about 1/10. And Dan Edwin is on a slow lap here, so he's what did look like he was trying to push, but is not gone well for him. Hyper goes P7, 155.031, 200ths behind Jurassic. Ben Dixon coming into the pits, probably to fit a new fresh set of inters, or maybe he thinks that this time will be good enough to get him through. Fringe has invalidated again. Sam potentially gone purple in Sector 2. I don't know if that's personal purple or if that's overall purple. Game can be weird like that. Very close to the wall, got a little out of shape, but caught it before there was disaster. Car's looking rather slow through that section. I don't think this will be too fast. It will be a slight improvement. It pushes him up to P10, which would be enough to get him into Q3. But he's going to want to try and improve more to put him out of danger of Ulipat, as someone, I think there was Kane, who's just gone P3. Indeed. And Leonard starting his flying lap now. Got Red Bulls coming through. We've got Ivan, who's invalidated. Oh, wrong way. Dan Edwin. Got a bit of a snap. Final pair of corners. What's it going to be? It's a 154.1. Puts him up into P6. Not much of an improvement, but maybe enough, as Pookie and Colin have both retired. Decided that's enough. And Hyper's coming in for to the pits. Ulipat coming around. What's his time going to be? Is he going to improve over Sam? He does not. He's slightly down on his previous best. He only has really one last chance to get a time in here. And Cringe keeps invalidating. So he only has one chance left too. He'll cross the line, and by the time he crosses it again, in about a minute and 50 seconds time, he'll be either knocked out or into Q3. Sam coming towards the line. Through the final bends. Well, he does improve slightly, but it may not be enough. Jurassic on an outlap. We've got Leonard now coming around the final bends. Where is Leonard going to go? It's looking like it's going to be decent. Only P7, 154.5. We've got Kane coming into the pits. Ivan, bit of a snap on the exit. More wheel spin on the exit of that turn there. But it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be a 153.5. 1.5 seconds faster than his previous best. And he goes P2 with that. And Dan Edwin also improves to P4, 153.8. Ulipat now coming under this bridge thing. Underpass. And then towards another underpass. And Sam is actually in the pits, so Sam will be knocked out. But will he start in P11 or P12? Where is Ulipat gonna go? It's gonna be better. He goes P11. And it'll be enough for him. And if the race is dry, that's free tyre choice. Cringe has not invalidated. Only a couple more corners left. It's up to him to not invalidate on the last corner. Where is he going to go? It's not looking the best lap. He goes P11 himself. So Sam, slowest of the 13 drivers. And that means that's the bottom three of this session. No one else really has to worry anymore. And Jurancic has very blatantly cut the corner there. Coming into the pits. And that's Leonard coming round, seeing if he can improve his time. He does, but he does not improve his position. So, top 10 for now. In fact, well, I say for now. The top 10 will consist of Faco, Ivan, Ben Dixon, Dan Edwin, Kane, Pookie, Colin, Leonard, Jurancic, and Hyper. And I thought I thought Pookie was looking rather racy. But he's not had the best. His lap time, which was pretty good at the time he set it, is now looking a bit slow compared to Faco's time, which is 0.6 faster. And Ulipat's just going to cross the line. He won't go faster. In fact, he's several seconds down, so cross the line. It hasn't. Is he still driving this? He shouldn't be. He just crossed the line. It should have ended. It feels like he's still driving. This is weird. Maybe it's AI, but that's weird. It should have ended for him. Don't know why there isn't a checkered flag next to his name. But not to worry. Session has a time limit anyway, and it's stuck at 1 second. This is weird. I've never seen this bug before. How can the time be stuck at 1 second? I'm a bit lost for words. I think Ulipet has to try and retire if possible. I think he's still in control. It looks like he's still in control. And the lap time is... Yeah, he is still in control. How is he still driving? The time is up. How is he still able to drive? Someone has to tell Ulipet to retire, because this... I don't think it's gonna force him. It's bugged. For some reason, he's still able to keep going. I'll hop on the Discord myself. This is weird. This is so weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna be forwarding this VOD to the devs, because this is so strange. And there we go. He finally retires. absolutely bizarre. When rejoining your timer resets, he didn't leave though, did he? That is a strange bug. Well, it's over now. Ah, dear. So, on to Q3, where pole position will be decided. And I don't know about this track, it's been a while, but maybe pole position is... Well, actually, no, pole position is not necessarily in the way you win the race. I mean, look at 2019, Charles Leclerc got the pole position, and yet Sebastian Vettel started in P2 or 3. He got the win. His last win. I miss Vettel winning for Ferrari. Pardon me. That's what happens when you drink a bunch of juice. Very quickly. Come on, phone. Both Mercedes going out more or less at exactly the same time. Oh. Well. Of course. Because of my premium, I don't have YouTube Premium anymore, so it won't play on my phone anymore, but oh well. Well, it still plays on the phone, but differently. Right. So still wet weather. I don't think it's gonna dry up anytime soon. The race might be dry, but we'll have to see. Two Mercedes, first cars out on track, along with Dan Edwin of Red Bull. Both Aston Martins are out. We've got Jurancic out. Kane in the lone AlphaTauri is out. Faco in the lone Alpine is out. Ben Dixon is on his way out of the pits too. And Ivan still sitting pretty in the pit lane. Wonder if he's used up too many tyres. We have to see. And I have to say, the stream is looking actually rather quite quick. That's way too far behind. Looking like it's quite high frame rate, which is nice. Nice to not have to cope with horrid frames per second. Just from simply existing. Car number 46. Not Hamilton. I wish there wasn't a Hamilton in the sport, but whatever. That's just me. So, Hyper comes across to start his first flying lap of Q3. And he'll set the benchmark here. Pookie following behind, a little bit out of shape on the exit. Had a bit of wheel spin. Dan Edwin also keeping it under control. Don't know about Lennart, but Colin also keeping it nice and clean. And so is Jurancic. Kane has already invalidated, so that's not great for him. So we'll ride on board with Hyper here through turn 10, the former Singapore sling. Over the bridge. Ooh, very close to the wall there. Don't think there was any damage though. Sounds like a bit of wheel spin on the exit. It wasn't a crash I just saw, was it? No. Looks rather deep into whatever turn number that is. Keeps half the car over the curb. Through towards the underpass. Oh, and he conks the wall. No damage, though. I just realised it was a grandstand that he... Oh, and he's decided that he's going to invalidate that. Maybe there is a bit of damage done. Maybe an end plate or something. So Pookie will set the benchmark here. And it's a 152.9. First man into the 152s. Dan Edwin, 2 point something seconds off. Leonard also down in the 154s. Colin also in the 154s. Jurancic also in the 154s. Faco coming around. This is going to be a rather tidy lap too. He's gone even faster than Pookie. 152.3. And then there's Ben Dixon who's coming into the pits. And Ivan on an out lap. So, very different spread of lap times here. Faco and Pookie into the 152s. Everyone else not able to break even into the 153s. I'm wondering what sort of tyres they're using. If they're... Well, I know they're using Inters, but are they using used Inters or fresh Inters, but just with a lot of fuel on board? Well, we'll have to see. Hyper, yeah, he came into the pits because he thought he damaged his wing. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. And Pookie is already 4.5 tenths up on his previous best in Sector 2. And he's looking like he's on rails, so we'll have to see what how much he's done. Didn't catch any of the previous other drivers' previous bests. Colin has invalidated this particular lap. Where's Pookie again? Pookie was 4.5 tenths up in Sector 2. Where's he gonna be? Is he gonna be closer to Faco? I think he is. 152.1. Looking absolutely imperious here. We've got a yellow flag. And it's Ben Dixon allowing the Mercedes past. Dan Edwin has got into the 153s, as has Lennart. Jurancic also into the 153s, but about 6 tenths down on Lennart. And Faco also improves, but he's I think that's 3 thousandths down on Faco, on Pookie even. So very closely matched between Pookie and Faco here. You know, Ivan and Hyper are a bit out of sync with everyone else. Ivan potentially gone purple in Sector 2, not certain. Ooh, bit of wheel spin on the exit too. Car isn't looking too happy in these conditions. Very close to the edge of the white line there too. Didn't invalidate though. The car's looking relatively well planted through the grandstand. Bit bumpy. Took it maybe a bit too... Ooh, bit of oversteer. Nearly clonked to the wall. Happy to stay out of it though. What's he gonna do? It looks like a 152.4. So don't discount Ivan just yet. Pookie, once again, 1.5 tenths up in Sector 2. looking to improve his time. No, he's not going to improve. He's deciding to come into the pits. Not certain of why. Meanwhile, Leonard coming through the final corners is going to be... It's quicker. 152.7. 4/10 faster than his previous. But Leonard just not looking so in control. Faco, 4 seconds down on previous best, so he's possibly a cooldown lap, but just didn't have the best lap. Kane also on an out lap. Right on board with Faco for now. Let's see what his first sector is like. Yellow flag in sector 2. That's Colin, I think, making way for a Red Bull. And Faco is slightly up in his first sector. Oh, and there's yellow flags. That was Danwin having a bit of a moment, but it's cleared up now. But Dixon on his fast lap too. Look, bloody hell! I coughed and hiccuped at the same time. So, that's not Dan Edwin. That's Ivan going around. He's down on his previous though, so he won't improve on this occasion. And neither does the Aston Martin behind him. I think that's Colin. Yes. So Colin was on his out lap. Hyper coming through and only does a 153.9, so he's going to want to improve on that if he can. Leonard's invalidated. Dan Edwin coming up right, fairly close behind him, but he's on a slow lap here. So that's Ben Dixon behind him, and Faco behind that. What is Ben Dixon gonna do? Looks like it might be a fairly quick lap here. Is he gonna go into the 152s? Just about 152.895. And Faco does not improve. Oh, well, he... yeah, it wasn't enough. Oh, and he's maybe a bit irritated with that lap. So Kane, currently the only man on a fast lap, I think. Flying lap, might be. See what he can do. Oh, and Dan Edwin has retired. Dan Edwin has, I think, either crashed in either frustration or just simple mistake. 152.8 for Kane. Hyper... it's Pookie on an out lap. Okay. So Dan Edwin cannot start any higher than P7 here. Who's that? That is not Ben Dixon. It's Jurassic on an out lap. Aston Martin behind. That's Colin. Bit of dirty air. What's it gonna do for Colin? He does improve, but only into the 153s. Neither Aston Martin looking particularly happy here. No, Colin? No, Leonard has had an issue. Leonard, I think, might have... I don't know if he crashed or what. But Leonard is not going to be fighting for pole today. The best he can do is 4th. That's Ben Dixon. 2/10 up on his sector 2. Might at least put him into P3 potentially, no, P4, and he's actually finished. The session is over, so Ben Dixon has improved to P4. Will he be able to keep that though? And Faco is also invalidated, so Faco cannot improve past P2. So he will be really frustrated. I think that's why he slid it out like that. He knew that was the end of his session. And he's really... I can understand that frustration. Kane coming around the corner. Across the line. He improves to P3. just about 7/100ths behind Faco. Whereas Pookie does improve. He goes into the 151s. So Pookie, unless Ivan can find some massive time, I think Pookie's got pole here. What can Ivan do, though? Final series of corners. It's gonna be close. He's not gonna do it, though. Best he can do is P2. He knocks Faco down to the second row. So Ivan comes out of nowhere to secure a front row start. But it's gonna be Pookie looking absolutely imperious in that Mercedes. Why Mercedes? But still, Ivan 5.5 tenths down on Pookie on his best lap. I think Pookie has his calling in the wet. So, Pookie, Ivan, Faco, Kane, Bendixson, Leonard, Colin, Dan Edwin, Hyper, and Jurancic. That's the top 10. In fact, everyone will be... I forgot. Everyone's going to get free tyre choice if the race is dry. What's it gonna be? It is a dry race. So everyone will get free tyre choice. Ten seconds until formation lap. Formation lap, 10 seconds. however it goes. Normally there's a klaxon of some sort that goes off just before the formation lap, isn't there? A warning horn. So Pookie leads the field away. Activate the telemetry, lap data, and the details. What are the tyres? Many people on mediums. For Cringe, Ulipat, and Julian on hards, and Denboomer trying to get some early pace on soft tyres. Oh, Bendix. Did I see Bendixson? Bendixson is on hards too, so I think I didn't meant to see him, I think. Just remember that this is the formation lap and not the race lap. You don't want to go too far ahead of the field and then have to wait for ages for their tyres to cool down. Use the position change for now. Quite a gap between Faco and Kane. Kane backing the field up as if he's as if he was still Faco's teammate, which he never was. I don't think that was Darth. Ooh. I think Pookie's realised, oh, wait, I think I need to wait for the rest of the field. Let them catch up a bit. The frame rate on the stream looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy that for once it's not going chugging along like it's a steam engine. Worse than a steam engine. Chug, 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 chug. And Aaron, last man on track in the Haas. It's almost like real life. Last man to line up. The race is about to begin. And here we go. 5 lights on. And it's lights out. And away we go. And I think Ivan may have had a very decent start there. No, he has not. Pookie maintains the lead. And a bit of a dive from Kane on Faco. We've already had some position changes down the field. Ulipat has had a crash. And Ulipat is out. We've got yellow flags and a virtual safety car. Just 3 corners into the race. So Ulipat's race lasted not even 2 corners. He's ended it on the exit of the pit lane. Don't know what happened there. But, so safe to say it's not gone well for him. Down the field, Hyper has moved up into P7. Colin down into P9. He's had a terrible start. Dirk up into P2, P11. And Demboomer already up 3 positions. Visor and Hetmar up 2 positions as well. McLaren's got some work to do if they want to score points. Virtual safety car is ended. And Ivan looking racy already. Took a bit of a look on the outside of Pookie. But it's going to be difficult to overtake here. Was that smoke in the background? I don't think so. Ooh. Strange audio's artifacting. So we won't get DRS until lap 3. Normally. Yes, lap 3 is the right lap. But Pookie already 9/10 ahead of Ivan. Finding so much pace. And Ivan is trying to respond, but he simply cannot. And we've had another car going around. No, is it going around? No, that's Tim going into the pits. I think there must have been contact between him and Ulipat. Ivan's found a bit more time. He's got about caught up by about 2/10. Maybe Pookie didn't have the best first few corners there as Ben Dixon loses position to Ivan, and that's Hyper looking racy too. His hard tyres not switching on. He'll have the tyre life, but right now he doesn't have the grip. And there's 2 seconds between Leonard and Kane. And Hyper still trying to look for a way past that Ferrari. And Ivan now a second adrift of Pookie. Pookie is just flying away here. Looking really strong on this track. Hyper gonna take a look up the inside. We did take a look. Oh, Ben Dixon locks up. And that's not gonna be helping him out. Those hard tyres really not doing so well. And, further down the field, Colin, very close to the tail end of Dan Edwin, who has maintained his position, as has Jurancic. We've got a bit of a train going on here. Pookie, fastest lap so far, 1:39.4. And DRS will be activated this lap. Is Hyper? No, I think Hyper will wait for the DRS on the first straight. More or less straight. And the DRS activation point is here, so I don't see how Hyper can't not get past here. Double negative there, sorry. And he's taking a look even. Yep, that is the Mercedes past the Ferrari. So Ben Dixon has lost 2 positions already. Hyper up 3, Leonard up 1 as well. And making some inroads on Kane. He's already made up 2/10. Looking to catch up even more as there is a bit of a train forming. Pookie, 1 second ahead of Ivan, who is 1 second ahead of Faco, who is only a few tenths ahead of Kane. And Faco just not finding the same pace as he looks up a bit. Leonard making a lot of progress, catching up really quickly to Kane in front of him. And I think Faco is just may have an issue. It doesn't look like he's got any damage on his wing. But Faco, a bit of a train scenario going on here. He's not finding the pace. He's losing time to Ivan ahead, who is still chasing after. Oh, we've got a yellow flag actually. That in sector 1, Tim I think has had an issue. Faco now 2 seconds adrift of Ivan. He's just not got the same pace. Ivan has the DRS. He's able to keep up with Pookie there. And Faco is about to lose P3 to the AlphaTauri of Kane. Kane looking at the inside. Oh, forces the Alpine wide. He's got the inside line though. He's going to force Kane to take a line he doesn't want to take, but it's not enough. And he loses the position, and they've got Leonard behind. Oh, virtual safety car. What's going on here? And Tim, not certain what's going on with Tim. Ah, he's lost his front wing. Oh, and he's trying to crash himself out. That will cause an actual virtual safety car, mate. No, Tim, what the hell are you doing? That's not what you do. If you want to retire, go into the pit lane and press retire. You don't crash yourself out to cause a safety car. Yeah, that's not what you do, Tim. If you want to retire, go into the pit lane. You do not try to crash yourself out. Fortunately, it's still only a virtual safety car, so no full safety car here. Though Dirk picks up a drive-through penalty for his troubles. And Faco is pitting already. So what's Faco gonna pit for here? Oh. I don't know why he pitted there. It didn't look like he stopped. He didn't get a drive-through, so really confused about that. Let's see what about pit stops. Yeah, he didn't make a stop. He just drove straight through the pits. I don't know why he did that. I didn't think he got a penalty. A drive-through penalty. So Faco down in 15th position. I think Faco may well be out of the running here. We've got a yellow flag. That's Ben Dixon. He's had a bit of a moment there, and he's finds himself down at P10 and at the mercy of Den Boomer. The two McLarens have made up a lot of positions here, as well as Aaron in the Haas. Meanwhile, Leonard now very close to Kane, who no longer has the well, in fact he didn't have a DRS assistance off Faco. So Leonard will have the DRS from Kane, but I want to try and get past this the AlphaTauri as soon as he can, because he does have a lot of pace. He didn't have the pace in qualifying, but evidently the rain was not his favourite type of weather. He closed his DRS early there. Meanwhile, Ivan has found a few tenths, but he's in the DRS range, but he's not got the. He didn't have the best few corners there, so he's lost a bit of time. Meanwhile, Kane has been overtaken by Leonard. And Kane is gonna try and fight that back, but it's not enough. Not enough for now. Further down the field, Colin, less than 5 tenths behind the Ferrari of Jurancic, who finds himself ahead of his teammate Ben Dixon. And the two McLarens, could be that Den Boomer's soft tyres are falling off the cliff a bit. He's actually losing time to Ben Dixon, whose hard tyres should be gripping a bit more by now. Colin has got the DRS, but it won't be enough on this straight. It's not long enough. Heading towards this section, 23, 24, whatever the turn numbers are. Under the grandstand we go. And Leonard is gradually closing in on Ivan ahead, who is very close to Pookie now. Maybe Pookie's had a bit of a scruffy lap. But I'm bored with Leonard for now, as Colin, sorry. 3/10 behind Jurancic. Will jump up to Ivan, who's lost a bit more time. He's also used up a lot of his ERS. And he's not able to hold on, not able to catch up much. You know, Leonard is closing in, but it's only gradual, and Colin has got past Jurancic. So he's up into the position he started in. Down the field, Aaron was having a bit of a look, and he is having a look on Visor and Hetmar, but is not able to do it. Did manage to... Has someone else pitted? I think possibly. Dirk, I think, has fallen back a bit. But yeah, Demboomer up into P10, Visor and Hetmar in P11. Aaron, though, is really making Hetmar's life difficult here, and he goes up the inside. And he's got the DRS too. So that was really quite the move by Aaron there. But Visor and Hetmar fights back, and there's a bit of contact. And he really forced the position there. He took back his position by force. And I don't think Aaron's going to be very happy with that. Up the field, Ivan, 5/10 behind Pookie. But Pookie's got a lot more traction on the exit of turn 3. But Ivan is a lot closer here. He's got the DRS. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. He ideally needs to be within 3/10. I thought Pookie was losing control there for a second. Leonard, meanwhile, has not had the same pace. He's used up a lot of his ERS to try and keep Kane behind. And it's not really worked out too well for him. Meanwhile, we'll go back to Aaron, who's only a couple of tenths behind Visor and Hetmar. He's got the DRS again. Hetmar is going to defend the outside again, and this time Hetmar has no answers for it. But he's going to go up the inside again, force the Haas wide, but the Haas has the traction. And Aaron seems to have solidified his position here. And Hetmar just has no answer. And it will gradually start to lose touch. He'll get the DRS, but so will Aaron. Oh, and Demboomer has a crash! Right in front of us! And the McLaren duo has now been utterly wrecked. Demboomer makes a major mistake over the bridge, and he's lost his front wing. He will have to pit for that. Fortunately, doesn't call out a safety car. Up the field, though, Ivan still closer, about 4/10. And Ivan seems to be finding a lot more pace in his tyres than Pookie is. Don't think he's close enough to make a move just yet, though. He's taking a look, but not just yet. I think Pookie is finding difficulty. He's not got the pace anymore. He may have taken too much out of his tyres. He's still got ERS, but so does Ivan. Leonard, though, has managed to catch up somewhat, but he's used up so much of his energy. He's got his red lights blinking. Intervals down the field are quite spread out. There's no immediate fights except for the one at the front. So this is where we're gonna focus, I guess. And Aaron is still ahead of Visor and Hetmine. He's managed to pull ahead about 2.3 seconds. So Aaron comfortably in 10th position, P20 to P10. And Ivan still hounding the Mercedes. It's like real life. Ivan desperately wanting a win to try and get past Leonard, and Pookie's gonna dive into the pits. He's gonna try and get the undercut on Ivan here, which means Ivan is gonna have to respond if he wants to try and keep P1 here. But we'll go with Pookie onto hard tyres. Have to see what he can do on his outlap. He's going to come out behind Ben Dixon. Aaron just down the road. Meanwhile, Colin getting closer to Hyper ahead. 1.1 seconds. But still not quite close enough. Have to see what Pookie's sector times are like. I know that sector 1 is not going to be good, because, you know, he's just been in the pit lane. Leonard still managing to find some pace on Ivan. He's getting closer just about. Sector 2's a long one, lots of turns. But we'll see what his sector 2 time is when he gets there. It's the sector line, interval line is on the second DRS straight. If you count the first, whatever. Pit lane straight is technically the third straight, if you think about it. Approaching the interval line now. What's it gonna be? That doesn't help me. Yes, I know he's 21 seconds down. I want to know if it was a personal best or not. Well, Ivan has come into the pits, as has Leonard. So we'll have to see where things go as Jurancic gets a penalty. I think Pookie could be on here for the overcut, not undercut even. He hasn't had traffic. Where's it gonna be? Where is Ivan? He's coming through the exit of the pit lane now. And I think Ivan has managed to hold on. Ivan has pulled off the overcut here, but that's Pookie right behind him. And Pookie's gonna have the DRS. It's may not have worked out so well for Ivan, as he's gonna try and break the toe here. And we've got a virtual safety car, and that plays into Ivan's hands perfectly. I don't know what's happened here. I don't see any cars stationary out on track, but Pookie is gonna be absolutely kicking himself that he didn't go faster on his outlap there. And he now finds himself behind his race victory rival. And a championship rival too, I suppose. As Ivan was right... Actually, no. Not really the championship rival. Pookie has only got 63 points. I suppose Pookie could still potentially win the championship, but I got him confused for Faco. So safety car, virtual safety car is still active. And Leonard very close to Pookie too. So Pookie got in between. Kane is also pitting. And this could play out very well for Kane too, because he's under the virtual safety car. Pits now. And I think Kane may have pulled the masterclass here. Oh, we've got DRS. And I think, yes. Kane is going to come out potentially in the lead. But we've got Ivan coming down the straight here. And it's, oh, it's so close. And there's Kane right there. But unlike for Pookie, who wasn't able to get past Ivan thanks to the virtual safety car, I think Ivan's going to be able to get past Kane. So this has worked potentially quite well for Ivan here. He's got the DRS, he's dumping the ERS, and he's going to take a look. no, he's not gonna make the move. So Kane, technically in the net later. Oh no, Ivan, what was that? Ivan making an absolutely stupid move, and he's just potentially thrown the race win away here. He didn't want. Oh man, Ivan got way too impatient, way too quickly, and he's now finding himself behind. Potentially, yeah, he's behind Leonard. So Ivan makes an absolutely stupid move, trying to go up the inside of Kane, where he really should have just bided his time, but he may have had on his mind his fight with Pookie, knowing that he found it so difficult to get past him and didn't want to repeat. And Pookie's ahead of Kane now. And now Kane under attack from Leonard. And Ivan just losing so much time. I think he's got a damaged front wing here. And oh, Kane pulling into the pits. He may have damage too. So that's unfortunately that's not gone well for Kane and Ivan. Well, yeah, he does lose his position to Dan Edwin, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. So he's just absolutely thrown the race victory away here. He was fighting for that, and he got way too cocky, and he puts himself down in P5. Oh dear. And now he's under attack from Aaron, who's on a mega charge. He's 14 positions up. Finds himself in P6. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Visine Hetmar has just retired. And he hits the wall, and that's a full safety car. So, Hetmar, I don't know what happened there. It's not gone well for the McLaren duo this weekend. At least it will allow Sam to catch up. Lost 3 people from this race. Ulipat, Tim, and now Visine Hetmar. Sam finds himself almost a lap down. And Ben Dixon is actually in the lead of the race here. So I think it's this... Ben Dixon... No, he's on the tyres he started the race on. So he's going to pit under the safety car, but he will lose the lead here. So Pookie is in the lead of the race once again. And he's got Leonard up into P2. Fighting for his championship, and given the way that Faco is down in P15 thanks to a drive-through penalty or something, it's looking like Leonard could well take the championship lead here. He's been hunting for that second championship since season 1. The first one he won. And now he finds himself right behind the leader. And he's been on an absolute charge this race. So we'll see. And Ivan down in P9 now. He's pit. I think probably for a new front wing. And he's on medium tyres again. So... yeah, Ivan has thrown his race away with a stupid move heading into this corner. He should have waited, but he got too impatient. And I think he knows that. I hope he knows that. I don't think any of the blame is on Kane there. That's his... in my view, that's 100% Ivan's fault. Right, so Pookie leads from Leonard, Dan Edwin, Colin up into P4. Looking like it's going to be a good race for Aston Martin, who are the current Constructors' Championship leaders. Hyper in P5. The two Ferraris of Ben Dixon and Jurancic in P6 and P7. Aaron up into P8 with a stonking drive in the Haas. Kane in P10 after he's been crashed into. And it's Jurancic coming into the pits at the wrong time, I think. So he's going to find himself a few positions down. That promotes Julian in the second Haas up into P10. I've got Dirk pitting as well. Den Boomer as well. Making the most of the safety car period to lose as little time as possible, but pitting at perhaps the wrong time anyway, because they're losing positions anyway. Though I suppose if you're in dead last, it doesn't matter if you pit or not anyway, so... No, I don't see the logic behind Jurancic's race there. I think... pitting that, I think Jurancic has thrown away a point scoring position. Let's look at the pit stops. Yeah, Jurancic has 2 stops, so I don't know why he made that stop. Maybe for fresh tyres, but he was in a good points position there, and he's just thrown those points away for P14. Penalties, all the penalties are currently 3 seconds worth. Dan Edwin, Hyper, Aaron, Ivan, Julian, Jurancic and Sam all have 3-second time penalties. It's hard to corner cut here, but it can happen. And sparks from where Den Boomer lost his wing. Sam will not catch up in time, so there'll be another lap under the safety car, I think. So the race will get back underway on lap 17. If you're joining us just now, we're under a safety car after the crash of Visine Hetmar. I think. I don't remember. Safety car is in this lap. Pookie will control the field. How well will he bunch them up? Dan Edwin finds himself as the lead Red Bull. after that move by Ivan, which I suppose may have been a mistake, but, well, it was a mistake. It doesn't matter if it was a lockup and he just steered into the wrong place, or if it was him trying to make some misguided move to try and get past Kane. Either way, it was a mistake. And Pookie goes now, and I think he caught Lennart off guard there. And he's managed to gain a lot of time on Lennart already, 7.5 tenths. And Lennart, I think, yeah, the Lennart did not like that much, I don't think, but Pookie goes wide into turn 3, but still gaining time. And still gaining time on Lennart, and Lennart is just falling back. Could Pookie... Oh, and Dan Edwin has got past Lennart, and Dan Edwin is now the lead Red Bull. Now he's got the potential chance to fight for the victory here, and he's just gonna fight as far as he can. He's on medium tires, so fairly fresh medium tires as well, I think. So he's got much more pace than Pookie. Let's look at those tires. 4-lap-old medium tires compared to 6-lap. Oh, he gets a bit of a snap of oversteer though. But yeah, Dan Edwin has a bit more pace than the Mercedes ahead. And oh, did Pookie make a mistake? There was a slight dip into the 7 tenths, and yes, Dan Edwin does have the 3-second time penalty, but he is absolute rocket ship compared to Pookie. And he's really close, but he won't have the DRS until lap 19. And Pookie is holding off on his ERS deployment, and Dan Edwin has actually gone off the track there, so he may have picked up a warning. But Dan Edwin looking just flying. And Pookie, I don't think he's going to be able to keep him behind for long. There's been a spin. That's Hyper who's gone round, or potentially. We've got Daniel at the back of the field too, so Hyper has suddenly found himself down out of the points, and that's actually helped his Ivan back up to P6. What's the position change? So Ivan trying to fight back here. Ben Dixon has lost some time to Lennart ahead. Pookie just not able to match the same speed as Dan Edwin. Still got more ERS though, but he'll get he won't have the DRS on the next lap, and that's what Dan Edwin's gonna have. Bit of a lock up from Dan Edwin though. If Dan Edwin can get ahead and get in a lead, this could be, I think, Dan Edwin's first win since season 1. He could be on for the unlikely victory here, but we'll have to wait and see. He is still keeping very close to the Mercedes ahead, and he's just got so much more grip. Though he does have the dirty air to contend with. DRS has been enabled. He's even closer to the Mercedes. It's going to be very difficult for him to not be able to pass. Slight loss of time. Dirty air is not helping there. DRS opens on both the Red Bull and the Aston Martin behind. He's dumping the DRS. Pookie is not though. Dan Edwin goes up the inside, and the Red Bull gets into the lead. But is Pookie going to fight back? No, he's not going to make the same mistake as Ivan. So he was fighting one Red Bull, and now he's fighting the other. But Dan Edwin does have the 3 seconds of penalties, so technically Pookie is still in the lead. He can afford to stay behind Dan Edwin here, but as long as he's within 3 laps, not laps, seconds. So he's gonna get the DRS, Ben Dixon has managed to catch up to Leonard too. But Dan Edwin, his medium tyres just so much more grippy than these old hards. Can Dan Edwin get outside of a second? That's the question. He'll need to be able to do that as Dirk picks up a 3-second time penalty now. And Dan Edwin has not been able to gain enough time. Oh, he has just now though. And that may have been at the crucial point. Will Pookie's rear wing open? It does not. Dan Edwin has pulled ahead and Ivan has set the fastest lap of the race, 139.385. Bit of a consolation prize. He's up into P5 now. He got past Colin at some point. And now he's finding himself at the tail end of the train that starts with his teammate, Dan Edwin, up in P1. And we've lost the interval times again. That's annoying. Doesn't have the DRS just yet. Still at least a second behind Ben Dixon, who picks up a time penalty as well. Is that 2 time penalties for Ben Dixon? That is only 1 time penalty, so they're technically on equal footing. Meanwhile, Pookie still falling back. Oh, got yellow flags. That's Julian, who was up in P10 at one point. He's now down in the lofty heights of P15. Oh, should bet that be the dungy depths. Dark depths of P15. So an unfortunate outcome for the second driver of Haas. The other Haas driver, though, is in P8, and he finds himself in a bit of a train. We've got Kane, who is... we just got glitched intervals still. But he's got some ground to make up to Ben Dixon ahead. Colin trying to gain some time, but he's losing it just about. What's the interval time then, game? It's Dan Edwin and Pookie 1.8 seconds behind. So now Pookie under threat from Leonard. And Dan Edwin just edging out that gap. Those medium tyres will be helping him, but they won't last forever. The hard tyres will have more grip than the medium in 10 laps time when the race ends. Pookie now down 1.9 seconds, but he's gaining a bit of time. Maybe he's got a bit more straight line, a bit less downforce than the Red Bull ahead. So at the moment, still Dan Edwin technically not in the lead, and in fact, he's lost a bit of time there. Further down the field, Aaron is on the tail end of Colin. And Leonard looking to try and get past the Mercedes ahead, but he had a bit of wheel spin. And he's used up a lot of his ERS already, whilst Pookie still has 40%. Yellow flag in Sector 1, that's Sam. I think, yeah, Sam had a bit of a moment. And he finds his teammate Faco way down in P14. And it's the man who was in P3 and fighting for a potential race victory here is now going to get absolutely nothing, and I think he may well lose the championship lead here. It's gonna definitely be a great big swing in favour of Leonard. And credit where credit is due, Pookie is still keeping pace with Dan Edwin ahead, who's not been able to gain much more time than 1.9 seconds on Pookie. The Mercedes, maybe those hard tyres have warmed up somewhat, but he's still under threat from Leonard. There's a yellow flag. That Hyper has DNF'd. He's decided to call his race there. And that's unfortunate. It would have been double points for the Mercedes duo, but after he's had an incident on the safety car restart, he went from P5 to P14. And Julian goes fastest now, 139.0. Not something you see every day. He's now just on the fastest lap point, away from Ivan. And Pookie still always losing a bit of time there, but I'm not sure how to tell the intervals, because sometimes they grow, sometimes they fall. I think Pookie is gaining some time on the second Red Bull here. What Dan Edwin would really like is for the two cars right behind him to get penalties. He's going to be kicking himself for that penalty right about now. Just a stupid mistake going too wide a few times too often. Oh, Leonard has just picked up a penalty. So that's Leonard out of the equation, and now it's up to see if Pookie gets one too, or if he can at least drop another second. He's got to drive like a man possessed to gain that time. Pookie is going to have a lot more straight line speed, I think, as Ivan is topping out 180, and Pookie reached just about for a brief moment, 182. Ben Dixon was taking a look there and went a bit too wide. Ivan right behind, trying to salvage some points from this situation. Definitely, Pookie does have a bit more straight line speed, and he's probably got slightly better throttle control. But it's still going to be a lot of work for Dan Edwin to gain that second. He is still keeping the Mercedes man honest. Aaron did not manage to get DRS by the looks of things, or he closed it early. And Pookie gets a 3-second penalty, and suddenly that's all played into Dan Edwin's hands. So Pookie is gonna be all Pookie needed to do was just keep driving calmly, and he's messed it up, and now he's down. Got a 3-second penalty as Daniel retires, and we've got a full safety car too. What happened there? Why is he retired? He's retired in the middle of the road. I think he's crashed. Yes, he's lost a wheel. So Daniel has clonked the wall and ended his race. So suddenly, this was looking like it was going to be in Dan Edwin's favour, and now suddenly it's not looking so great. Because that's going to give Pookie the ability to have a pit stop. And Leonard. People further down the field are pitting already. We've got Cringe and Dirk. Faco picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's just insult to injury there. So it's been... This race has certainly not been without its controversy, I suppose. Controversy, moments. Fairly entertaining race. And Sam pitting for fresh, soft tyres. Maybe that's all he has. But maybe he's going to try and go for fastest lap attempt too. Now, what will the leading pack do? It's going to be a tough one. Dan Edwin could pit. And if Ivan can catch up, if Pookie pits too, Dan Edwin is going to pit. Everyone's going to pit. Oh, Ivan stays out though. So he could have played it tactically and blocked him in, I think. I'm not certain. But we've got the esports thingy-majig. Pit lane, what's it called? So Dan Edwin does keep his lead over Pookie. And will Colin pit? No, he does not. He's on soft tyres. Those are fresh soft. So everyone is on fresh tyres except Ivan. And Ivan has the safety car right in front, so although he finds himself in the lead of the race, it's not going to work out for him. He's got to stop. Those medium tyres are 10 laps older, are going to feel rather second-hand compared to the ones on his teammate's car. He's not in contention for the win here, and everyone's catching up. He's going to have to pit, and he's going to lose so much time in the pit. He's going to, positions. He's probably going to decide to try and stay out on these mediums rather than pit, because he knows it's probably I know it, but I don't know if he knows. It could be the race win on the line here. At the least he could do is protect his teammate, because his tyres are second hand. The two Red Bulls really should not fight here. If Ivan is holding Dan Edwin up, I think should let him past. And Dixon on mediums. Almost everyone else on the softs except for Ivan, who's on those aforementioned 10-lap-old mediums. Oof. Yeah, I don't see how Ivan can keep P1 here. Is he gonna pit? No, he's not. Like I thought. He's gonna try and stick it out on these comparatively ancient tyres that are a lot harder. But I think he's gonna sink like a stone. Everyone else on fresh softs, the grippiest tyres. The best he'll be able to do is defend for his life, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. We'll see. Maybe he'll let his teammate past. We don't know that. Or maybe he'll be stubborn and hold on as much as he can, and even prevent his teammate from catching up. Yeah, not catching up, overtaking. Faco down in P13. Leonard in P4 at the moment. Potentially a net P3. Those 15 points he gets, I think, should be enough to give him the first position in the championship. This has been a race to forget for our current championship leader, Faco, who is on the hunt for his first championship. This race could well be the turning point. This is a kind of fitting at Singapore. Like Vettel lost the 2017 championship in Singapore. This may well be where Faco loses the Season 3 championship of CRS. But we'll see. We shall see. This may well just be a bum race, but maybe I guarantee he'll come back to the next race stronger. Won't let this race hold him down. Of course, Ivan is not going to pit again. And we won't get the safety car coming in until lap 28. The final 3 laps, it's going to be 3 laps to the end, but it's going to feel like an eternity for Ivan. These rather old mediums are going to feel so second hand. But he will hopefully be able to play damage control for Dan Edwin, who could be on for his first race victory since Season 1. And Pookie, who's looking to be on for his second race victory of the season, potentially. And Leonard also chasing another race win It's been an absolute championship charge. He may well take the lead of the championship here as... Did Sam pit again? Oh, he's got to catch up quick. I think he will catch up before the end of this lap. So the safety car should be in this lap. 28, 9. And we'll get DRS on lap 30. So there'll be 2 laps of DRS. We'll have to see how things go. Sam has caught up. Safety car in this lap. Will it say that? Yes, it does. Lights on the Aston Martin safety car go off. And now it's up to Ivan to control the pack. See if he can catch his teammates off guard. But no matter how much time he gains, it's going to be very hard to keep that time. Because everyone else on soft tyres, and even Ben Dixon on those fresh mediums, it's going to be so difficult for him to be able to hold on to those positions. Like I said, I think he's going to fall like a stone, but we'll see. Maybe he can hold on. Safety car heading towards the pit entry now. Go over the safety car line. And where does he bolt? He bolts now, but his teammate was anticipating it. And he's already about to lose his position, and he does. He cedes position to Dan Edwin before the first corner. So Dan Edwin is now in the lead, and it's up to Ivan to play blocking duty to give Dan Edwin as much time as he can, and he's gonna play this to perfection, isn't he? He may not have the straight line speed. Much more straight line speed than the Mercedes, and the Mercedes is going up the inside. But Ivan is he going to fight it back? He is. Faker picks up a penalty, and Pookie does manage to get ahead. Ivan is now going to try and fight to keep Leonard behind, but who's actually been overtaken by Ben Dixon, who took advantage of the situation. And Pookie has lost a second of time to Dan Edwin. But he's still really quite quick. Got so much more straight line speed. I think he compromised his cornering performance for straight line speed here. He's just got a few more laps, and Ivan is really holding this to perfection. He's preventing everyone else from getting past him. But the DRS will activate on the end of the next lap, so... Oh my god, Pookie's already caught up a lot to Dan Edwin. Dan Edwin hits the fastest lap so far, but that's a given. 137.8. Don't think Pookie was that far behind. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. That's Julian retiring in the pit lane. No, he's not retired. He's lost control. Maximum speed for Dan Edwin, 182. Pookie, slightly faster. Was able to get to that speed faster too. He's just got so much more throttle control. And this is going to be a very difficult win for Dan Edwin. He's desperate for this win. He's been hunting for this since... When was it? Late 2020, I think. When he last won a race. And Ivan's still keeping Ben Dixon behind. The Ferrari not able to catch up. Oh, thought there was going to be a bit of contact. Leonard looking up the inside, but not able to get past. And Ben Dixon defending for all his worth. His medium tyres are not going to be as good. Oh, there's a bit of contact. And Leonard has managed to get past, but it wasn't the cleanest move. And Leonard is not going to take any prisoners here. What are the fastest laps going to be? Well, Dan Edwin is under major threat here. He's not being able to gain as much, keep the gap in time that his teammate got him. He was a second ahead at one point, but now he's 6/10 ahead. Didn't see what the lap times were. Don't think any of them went faster. Pookie certainly didn't go faster. We'll have to see what he can do. He's 7/10 behind. He's only got 2 laps to get past the Red Bull. But will his compromised cornering performance keep him behind? As Leonard and Bendixson have both got past Ivan, and Kane is looking up the inside too, looking for a repeat, and he's gonna potentially get past. And Ivan will make sure not to make more. Oh, there's a contact behind! And oh no, Colin and Aaron have their races have basically ended on the 30th lap, and neither of them are gonna get any points. That's an absolute disaster for Colin and Aaron, who was doing so well. And now he's gonna finish behind his teammate. Meanwhile, Dan Edwin has less than 5/10 to Pookie behind the Mercedes, looking like an absolute rocket ship. And Ivan's still in P6. He's got another time penalty. He's gonna finish behind some people. Pookie gets the DRS again. He's got one more lap to try and make this stick. He's closer than he was the last lap. He's doing his best. He's 3/10 behind, less than 3/10 at that point, and Dan Edwin is just gonna be dumping the ERS. Who's gonna be able to keep the lead? Dan Edwin does manage to keep the lead into turn 5, whatever it is. But Pookie is not gonna. He's gonna do his best. There's another DRS straight to come, but that one is shorter, and it's gonna be more difficult to overtake at that one. But Pookie absolutely hounding the Red Bull here. Dan Edwin looking for his first win since late 2020. Pookie looking for his second win of the season. Dumping ERS. But it's not gonna be enough on this occasion. He's only got a few more corners, and I think Pookie is not gonna be able to do it. He's just not close enough behind, and there's not gonna be enough time unless he makes a dive bomb. But I don't think he can. I think this is gonna be in Dan Edwin's hands. And Pookie loses control. Dan Edwin is gonna win the race. Dan Edwin comes around the final 2 corners, and he has just won his first race since season 1. Absolute biblical scenes here in Singapore. And Ivan, who was chasing a race victory, finishes P6, but P8, P6 on the road after penalties applied. That got things the wrong way around. That's a really poor race for dear old Ivan there. And Dan Edwin gets fastest lap as well. Oh, what happened? Did Pookie get another? I think Pookie picked up another time penalty there. So Kane gets promoted to P2, and Pookie, who was fighting for the race victory, is now P3. What a race! What an ending! I just twist after twist. It looked like it was gonna be Pookie winning, potentially Faco, and then it was looking like Leonard might be able to do something, and then Ivan, and then he made that move, and then it was gonna. Oh wow! So Dan Edwin, first win. I'm pretty sure since season 1. Possibly he had one in season 2, but yeah, I'm fairly sure he hasn't won a race since season 1. No, Pookie only had a single 3-second penalty, and Kane didn't actually have a penalty, so that's why Kane was able to get ahead. Pookie did lose a massive amount of time on the final lap. He lost control, and that was enough to allow Kane to get inside the 3-second zone. And he finds himself in P2. What a race, man. But there's definitely going to be some controversy going on. Because there was that move by Ivan, and there was that crash on lap 30 between Colin and Aaron. Who knows where this will go? Thank you very much for watching. If you have watched to this point, I'm not going to be looking at any replays of the crashes or whatever, but that was one hell of an interesting race, to say the least. Yes, I want to leave. I'm out of energy now. And I want to go to bed. Oh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, yeah. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like I said, what a race. What a blimmin' race, man. I'll catch you this Sunday, actually, for Tier 2. Which I'll be taking part in. Get the heart rate down. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you on Sunday. And hopefully this time next week for Tier 1, it's going to be... Which one is it? Oh, where is it? I can't remember which it is there. What's the calendar? It's... the next race should be the USA. This time next week. I'll catch you then. Thank you very much for watching, and good night. The next race should be the USA. This time next week. Catch you then.